Hello everybody. So today is week 3 of my September budget, but also I'm going to be going over day 15 through to day 21 of the 75 hard personal finance challenge that I've been doing so far. If you're new here, thank you for coming and joining me. I wanted to first of all start by saying thank you to Sharon on living on a low income UK, because I have seen over the weekends that my subscribers increased quite a bit, because she mentioned me again in her video, which was lovely of her, and I think a few of you have come across as a result of that video, so welcome to you guys too. So we'll get started. So just a reminder of the rules. I will put a post in now of those. Oh, also in this video there will be a small amount of cash stuffing right at the very end, so if you're here for the cash stuffing I will put a timestamp. So I'm going to be going through my budget planner with you and all my entries that I've made over the past week. If you haven't seen my if you're new to these videos and you haven't seen the others, I have made a playlist for my 75 hard personal finance challenge, which you can check out and catch up. The budget planner I actually got from Amazon. There is an affiliate link to that in the video bio. I'm not a salesperson of any sort. I will not be pushing products on anyone, but if you did want to support the channel, you can click on my affiliate link at no cost to you. If you are purchasing things off of Amazon, you can click on there and it will give me a commission. The price of the item that you're buying won't go up because you've clicked on an affiliate link. It will be exactly the same, but I would be making something back off of Amazon. So if you wanted to, I'm just mentioning. Hopefully you can see that. So first of all, we're going over my budget. So we'll go over what I've spent, whether I had any unplanned spends. I'll point them out to you, and then we'll go through the rest of the rules for the 75 hard challenge. So on day 15, my direct debit for the healthy pet at the vets came out, and that was £38.48. So basically this direct debit covers both of my cats. I've got a kitten that is now 14 weeks and I've got a 16-year-old female cat. That covers for 2 checkups a year and also their flea treatment and worming treatment, things like that. And it gives me 10% off of any potential bills that I might have with the vets. On day 16, I made a payment to my credit card, and that was for £111.11. Those people that believe in it might see that as an angel number, but it just so happened that it was the minimum payment on my credit card for the most recent statement, so I've paid that early. On day 17, I paid £50 into my emergency fund. On day 18, I paid one of my bills, which came out, which was my Apple bill for my storage, which was 99p. Also on day 18, that was actually the day that I went to see the new Downton Abbey film, and I'd realised that just before I went, I hadn't actually seen the film prior to it, and I thought I had, because I'm quite a big fan of Downton Abbey, and so I've downloaded the film of Amazon Prime, Downton Abbey: A New Era, so I watched that before I went to see the new film. No spoilers here, but Downton Abbey fan, I would recommend going to see the new film because it was really good, and it was a nice ending. Day 19, which was the Friday, me and my partner had a takeaway, and that was £42.60, and I've taken that out of the eating out budget because I think that covers eating out and eating in, but takeaways I think should come under that as well. Day 20, day 20, which was actually Saturday, but I went to the vet on the Friday, but the payment seems to have come out on the Saturday for some reason. So I had to take the kitten to the vet because even though he's just had all of his injections and he's not due to go back until he gets neutered, which isn't until he's 4 months old and he has to be 2 kilograms, I found a lump on his back right flank, which now I know what it is. It makes sense, but I've had cats my whole life since they were kittens and never come across this. But where he's so tiny, it's become quite noticeable. But he had a little lump come up, and it's about pea size, but on like a tiny 14-week-old kitten, that's quite noticeable. And I had only noticed it on the Thursday night, so that's why I booked him into the vet for the Friday. Took him there and they checked him over, and where it is, it's on his back leg. They called it the flank, but it was kind of close to the stomach as well, if that makes sense. I was worried, oh my god, what if he swallowed something and I can just feel it, like it, or maybe it's a hernia or a tumour. You know, you think the worst, don't you? They think it's actually to do with his injections, because it is where they noted where they put the injection in, and apparently some kittens can just have a little reaction where it causes a lump. And they said to monitor it over the next 2 weeks, and if not, to take him back. So I've told you previously I do have pet insurance, but the excess is, I think it is £60, so there's no point me claiming that back yet. But should I have to take him again, it'll be worth putting a claim in, I suppose, if there's any treatment as well that's needed. So that would, any vet appointments would be covered under my insurance, so it'd be worth it at that point to then make the claim. But at the moment it's not. And this £58.50, I mean, they literally only examined him for like 5 minutes. It, you know, his vet bills now are extortionate, aren't they? But obviously it gave me peace of mind, and it was just before the weekend, so I didn't want that hanging over. But because I pay for this healthy pet, that price there is with a 10% discount. So, God, yeah, you just think, I haven't worked out what the actual price would have been, but maybe someone who's really good at maths could work that out for me, because I've got a long day. I can't do that right now. But yeah, I just thought that was a lot for not a very long appointment. But hey ho, it's best to get these things checked, isn't it? Because it could have been something a lot more sinister. On the Saturday, so me and my partner and some friends went to Carnival, and I withdrew £50, and that is why there's some change left over for the cash stuffing later, because even though a lot of these places nowadays, so the Carnival had like all these sort of food stalls set up, but you never know if they have card payment, but they all did. But I wanted to be prepared, so I took £50 out. So that's come out of the fun money budget. On the Sunday, it was my best friend's daughter's christening, so I sent her £100, and I've asked her to invest it into a junior ISA for her daughter. I've made some suggestions of funds that I think that she should invest in. I mean, she has to open it up for her, and once she's opened it, I'll be able to, she could always give me the link to it, and I could then make payments into it for birthdays and Christmas and things like that going forward. But it is something that the parents have to open, because obviously they've got all of the birth certificate details and things like that. So yeah, I sent her that and asked her to invest it. So that's what that's for. And I suppose technically that was unplanned, but I did know it was coming. I just didn't know how much I was going to give, or what at the point of the budget. I didn't know what I was going to buy. I was looking for gifts, but to be honest, I think the best gift I could give her is compound investing. So yeah, that's what I did. Probably really boring too. I mean, she's one, and it will be boring to her for a very long time, but I'm hoping she'll be very thankful when she turns 18 and she gets given that JISA. Maybe it'll pay for driving lessons or a car, or, you know, maybe even towards a deposit on a house in the future. Also, because of the christening, so on the same day, I did make a church donation to the church. It is a church that was in the village that I grew up in, so I and my grandparents are also buried there, so I did make a donation of £5 because it helps keep the church going. And it did say at the bottom of the order of service that christenings aren't charged, but they do ask for a donation because it helps keep the church going. So I made a donation of £5, which was unplanned. I didn't know I was going to do that until literally like that day. Also on the Sunday, I made another credit card payment of £40.42. And then finally on Sunday, I did my grocery shopping. So I went to Aldi. I did buy a gift card through Everup of £50. And again, I went shopping really late. So it was probably about 3:30 by the time I got in the store. And Sunday trading hours, the store closes at 4. So I literally had half an hour. So I bought the gift card ahead of time, knowing I was going to be going to Aldi. And as always, I never know how much my shopping is going to be. And it came to £69.58. So you can see there's a second transaction here to Aldi of £19.58. So I did use the full gift card of £50, which I did purchase through the Everup app. And if you are interested, I will link my referral code at the bottom for you. So that's that. So, like we did in the previous video, I am going to just flick, no, what I'll do first, so while we're on this page, I will do the emergency fund tracker. So, we paid an additional £50 in, and each of these hearts is £20, so I can finish that row now, which is lovely. Makes me want to put more in, just to colour up more hearts in. I suppose that's the idea of these, isn't it? So that's the emergency fund. I'm just going to put it to the side because they, even though you waft it around or blow on it, they take forever to dry. So that's the emergency fund tracker, and I'm just going to flick to the credit card tracker. So I put my entries here. So I think last time we said that we'd paid, I mean it's slightly over, but I paid like 450 off. And the tracker that I've got tracks for every 100. Well, now I've worked out that I've paid, I think it's £606. I will get it rounded up eventually, hopefully by the end of the month, to a better figure, but that means I can cross off another 2. Well, finish off this one here for the 50, so that makes it 500, and then this one for 600. Lovely. Again, I quite like another representation there. Again, I think that's why I've probably been paying big chunks, because I want to get this done. So to circle back to the 75 hard challenge, I'm just going to go through my days and break down what I did for each part. So we've just gone over my budget, as you've seen, and I have been writing down what I've spent each day. So I've been tracking my spends. 15 minutes of welfare education. So on day 15, I watched Financial's video, I'm an accountant and drowning in debt. Day 16, I watched Smart Money Happy Hour. Are these common money habits broke, average, or normal? I think the end of that was. So I've made a list, and I can't read my handwriting, sorry. Day 17, I watched Rachel Cole's video on Vintage Selling Hacks UK. So in the coming week, I've gone through my wardrobe and picked out bags full of stuff that I don't wear, and I'm planning on uploading to Vinted, because at the minute I've only got 2 things on Vinted because everything else that I had put on there is sold. So I need to start putting some more things up. Day 18, I watched another Rachel Cole video on how it's called How I'm Saving £500 as a Solo Mum. So I'm not a solo mum personally, but it doesn't hurt to know how to save £500. Day 19, I watched Kate Caden's video on 10 surprising reasons to track your money, which I think is very apt because I am doing a challenge where I'm constantly tracking my money. And she had some really good points in there. Day 20, I watched 2 videos. So the first one I watched, and that was because of the length of them. So the first one I watched was Simple Shops with a Z at the end. And that was called The Debt Hack They Don't Want You to Know. And I also watched on day 20 Scrimp and Spend, how we overpaid our mortgage by £53,000 in 5 years. I think that young lady that runs that channel has done brilliantly with her finances. She's very young, but she's a brilliant example to people of her age and older of what you can do. Day 21, I watched Your Money Mate, building a 1 million dividend portfolio, and that one wasn't the full 15 minutes. I think that was a 10-minute video again. So I also watched on day 21 a channel called Jacob Birchall, and it was on how he makes the most of the Octopus energy free sessions. So I've followed Jacob for a while, and he's actually the one that got me onto using Octopus, so I'm using them now, and there is a referral link in my video notes. But Octopus do these free energy sessions, and they've done quite a few. I think they've done 2 a week over the last month or so, which has been brilliant because I have seen they credit you the money back into your account, and they basically work out what you use on an average day, and then if you exceed that, they give you the excess free. So Jacob's video was actually, he's got solar panels, so his was based around how he sends the electric stored back to the grid, and then he powers up his solar panels during that free session. But what I do is I save up my washing and I do my washing and put the tumble dryer on, or I'll wait and have my lunch break. If it's on a weekday, that is, I'll cook my lunch between the free sessions. So usually the free session seems to be between the hours of 2 and 3 o'clock, which is probably when a lot of people are leaving the house to do school run, so they probably are being a little bit cheeky there and thinking that that's probably going to be a time where a lot of people aren't going to be home. But for those people that are at home, or those people that are home workers, they can certainly make the most of that. So yeah, I do things like the washing. I'm a fully electric house, so I sometimes put my immersion heater on if I know, because you get notified at least a day before the free session. So usually our immersion heater is on overnight, so we have like a night rate, and I'll turn it off overnight, which is usually the cheaper time to do it, and I'll put it on for that hour, which seems to be enough for us to have a bath if we want to have a bath. We've got an electric shower, so we don't need to worry about not having hot water showers, because the electric shower makes it hot. But if you're wanting a bath, then you have to rely on this immersion heater. So yeah, so those are a few ways that I make the most of the free sessions. So anyway, so back to the challenge. Went off on a bit of a tangent there, sorry. Back to the challenge. So my small wealth actions, so I'm just going to go through those now. So on day 15, I put £9.10 into my Trading 212 British Pie. So that is my Aviva shares, my HSBC, Sage, Rio Tinto. If you've seen my Trading 212 videos, you'll have seen my British Pie, and there's a few others in there. Those are just a few off the top of my head. I've paid into that, and it's split it around the pie and how I've got my pie allocated. So £9.10 went there, and so day 15 was the Monday. So I am right. So that I bought that then. Day 16 was the day that I paid £111.11 off my credit card. Day 17 was the day that I put £50 into my emergency fund. Day 18, I put £5 into my Vanguard S&P 500 fund on my Trading 212 app. Day 19, I put £5 into my Vanguard FTSE All World share on my Trading 212 app. Day 20, I put £6.67 into my American Pie on my Trading 212 account. And day 21 was a day that I paid £40.42 off my credit card. If anyone is interested in opening a Trading 212 app, I have made a video on how easy and simple it is to invest on there. I do also have a link, a sign up link, where you would get a free share and I would get a free share. Just to point out that I'm not a financial advisor, so don't take my word for it. Do your own research on any investments that you do make. So that's day 15 through to day 21 on my 75 Hard Personal Finance Challenge. I did have what I would consider one unplanned spend, which was the church donation. Oh no, sorry, two unplanned spendings, which the second one was the the vet bill. But overall, I think I've had another good week. What do you think? Please leave me a comment below. And next, I'll be showing you my cash stuffing. So hopefully you can see, and I'll bring it a bit closer to you. So on my last video, I had my penny savings challenge, and I've only got change today to put in, unfortunately. But that is change that I've got from the carnival that I had left, and I've counted it up and I've got £4.26 left. I'm going to zoom in a little. Put that over there, so hopefully you can see me marking this off. So like I said, we've got £4.26 to put in, so we're going to finish this line here, so that's 2, 4, and then the 26, so do another 5 pence and a penny, and then the 20. We'll do that. So I'll just put them in the pot. Oh, sorry, I just realised that's not in the shot. Let's be I've had this pot for ages, which is why it looks old and rusty. But I think I got it off eBay for like £1, like years ago. I doubt you can even get one for that now, but I have seen other people mentioning that like Poundland and places like that do them. And it has got a removable lid, which is handy because some of the tins that you get, people have to like break into them with can openers and stuff, and it's kind of wasteful, whereas this one I can always reuse. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching.